Okay, we have the green bars, we have the live counter ticking up, so it should now be live, which of course means welcome back to the Storytime Network. We are back with more D&D. Kato, take us away, because I don't 100% remember what we were doing.
Damn.
Also, the stream info mill.
I know.
What has he done? Or what hasn't he done?
Not changed it. It's fine.
It's fine anyway. We're not doing D&D. We're actually going to be listening to Carly Rae Jepsen for 5 hours.
Oh God.
She's
I would
actually pretty good.
Yeah, she is. That's why I'm saying we're doing it. I hope you're ready to have to memorize the Call Me Maybe lyrics.
Joke's on you, I already do.
Of course you do.
There's not that many to memorize, damn it.
So, left our heroes. Felix, the Eladrin wizard. Seamus, the half-elf bard. Dairon, the Genasi rogue. And Aldane, the half-elf paladin. As well as Prody and Rua, and also Karen, had basically had a moment to breathe after dealing with the Starspawn, which you found out was Starspawn because of Karen actually going to check it out. Because yeah, she went to investigate, found out it was Starspawn, told you about some of the different kinds, sufficiently, scared the shit out of you guys. After you found a place to rest, you continued up north, and once you had left Blackrane, you entered Shimo, and at that point, Karen split off from you guys to go to Akra's orphanage, leaving you with just the 6 of you. During the recuperation that you were having in Shimo, Seamus was actually speaking with Guile, who basically told Seamus about some of what he would have to deal with his trial, with probably the most horrifying revelation being that at some point Hayato had actually passed away. And during that time, Guile used one of a blessing of hers to actually keep him alive. This same blessing will be mutually exclusive with the blessing that she would be granting Seamus upon completion of the trial, leaving Seamus with the very unfortunate crossroads of completing the trial and having Hayato die, or potentially failing it, not getting the bonus or power benefits that would come from the trial, and having Hayato live. So yeah. I believe it was the next day though, because Seamus was very squirrely about sharing this info, because only he knows it.
I remember that Prody and was it Aldane as well? Ate a giant bowl of ramen.
They had an eating contest and Prody won because he's the goat. Superior orcish organs and all that. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna say you all would be having breakfast at the inn that you're staying at. You at this point you're allowed to discuss tactics or what you plan on doing. Rue would actually say to start it off that what's it called? I think this will be the first time I actually head to you, so because I was gone when you guys got that Dracolich piece.
Well, it's a lovely country.
City, mean.
I mean, it's a lovely country in general, but yes, Utah is a city.
Because we're already in the country. We're actually right in the middle of the country.
Whatever.
Damn. Felix doesn't know his geography.
You'd almost think he's American. What's American?
Look, I'm an art student. I didn't really focus too much on the humanities.
I didn't go to school.
You're an art student, but are you Austrian?
That was incomprehensible. Did anyone else hear what he said?
No.
I have no idea what Seamus just said.
Yeah, he was just like, "You're an art student, but are you?" And then we just heard barely anything.
I think it had something to do with this place called Austria.
I have no idea.
Seamus
don't
is
know.
delirious, guys.
I mean, I never went to school, so like, what are we even talking about here?
School? What school? There's no school.
I was taught to kill at a young age.
Okay, Darren, no one cares. No
Okay.
one says that.
But Dyron
No
went-
one says
Tyron
that.
went to the school of hard knocks then.
Brody's just like, I also didn't go to a school. The only reason I knew how to read and write is because my clan raided a carriage, and they claimed the books, and I was able to smuggle some of the books they didn't use for like fire material.
I had to learn to read because Barkeep needed me to read a menu and make drinks. That was a weird year.
Oh, so you're a mixologist?
Mixologist is loose.
Well, Brody will continue. I guess the only thing we can really do otherwise is, I mean, I feel like the idea would be, and correct me if I'm wrong, we would be heading to, Colored Neapol next, right?
After Udo, yes.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll have that trial to look forward to as well, and me seeing if I can convince the orcs to ally with us.
I will say the trial that's going to be based. Would I know that the trial coming up? Do we know that that's going to be a more what's the word I'm going to use here? Combat focused?
What, Aldanes?
Yeah.
I mean, you can infer quite simply that it probably will be. Like, it would not be out of the realms of reality to believe that the one that is surprisingly the most battle-hungry of the four gods would be the one that is primarily a combat trial. The only two real wonders are, like, what Seamus and Dyron will be dealing with, because, like, given what Felix's was like, you don't have a lot to go on, really.
It feels like, no offense, Felix, but it feels like that one should have been for Dyron, because that's actually Dyron's bag.
I mean, don't be telling me that. That's, completely on Genbu.
To be fair, I don't.
I mean, I can tell him that you said that and see what he says.
I mean, no, I think it's okay. I think we're okay.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen? He talks to your god and makes your trial worse?
Yes.
Yes, actually.
Absolutely not. We're not doing that.
I mean, I'm sure.
Anyway.
I'm sure by the time we get over to yours is the one in Siltanok, right?
Yeah, well, no, I'm gonna be our last to go.
Yeah, I'm sure by the time we get over that, you know, it'll all have blown over.
No, absolutely not.
We're in for a bad time for a while, I imagine.
Yeah, let's not piss them off.
I mean, Rura interjects. Despite everything, I feel like there's some of the more overtly rational gods so far. You know, I'm someone who doesn't even particularly care for the gods, so... And he just shrugs.
Rue is right. He's probably a spy.
For who? Yes, anonymous? Like, I don't understand.
Again, Darren, where are you going? Why are you leaving the building?
I'm already leaving to Yuto. Fuck you guys.
Damn. In such a hurry.
You guys him. Give me him.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, the plan is Yuto going up to Zenith Peak, dealing with Seamus's trial, which, you know, probably be fine. Probably nothing too major going on there. Get into Columbia Pole. Are you gonna talk to the Orcs first, or do Aldane's trial first?
I mean, we'll probably have to talk to the orcs to get to where the trial is, because they'll probably know where the temple is.
Alright, then Orcs first, trial second, and then we figure out something to get to Siltanok.
Prody just says, worst case scenario, I will just negotiate while you 5 go for the trial.
Brody's smart. He doesn't want to be a part of the...
No, it's just, we might as well just divide our time fairly if we need to.
Right.
It's okay, Brody. We will all eventually bow to your genius.
It would make sense for Rua and Brody to remain with the Oryx while we go deal with the
Who
trial.
says I'm staying with Prody, Rua says. I'd be going with you guys. I already busted through one, impossible to pass through door. I can do it again.
No, it's more that you're a political figure at this point.
Yeah, but I'm not really, working with the orcs necessarily.
Yeah, but they're going to be working to help liberate your kingdom.
Yeah, under Prody's united banner.
Yeah, so you being there to help him suggests something.
I mean, I'd be helped regardless of where we go. Either I help you guys fight and you have a better chance of surviving the horrors, or, I stay behind with my not very charismatic self and potentially muck it up.
I mean, either way, someone's gonna die.
Well, ideally it would be those, I was going to say those humans, but that sounds wrong, because, it's not like we're killing every single human. We're only killing the ones that won't surrender.
Dyra quietly puts away their genocide of humans book.
I'm not pulling that.
Book titled Geneva Suggestions.
I'm not
The
pulling
Geneva
that
checklist.
I'm not pulling that chapter of my past out again. I'm just saying that we will have to probably kill a few humans, and unfortunately, the likelihood that most of them will be as rational and sensible as Colgan is unlikely.
I mean, it's true, but you shouldn't say it.
Why? We might as well. I'm not sugarcoating it. As someone who is king and has to think of these decisions, there's no point in me pretending they won't happen. It's cowardly of me to even to look away from those kinds of thoughts.
On the one hand, I understand where you're coming from, but as a paladin and as someone who, wants to preserve life as much as possible, I don't want to,
Oh yeah, that's why you so many times non-lethally deal with things, don't you?
life or death situations are another matter entirely.
And we would be in life or death situations. It's not as if I'm, going out executing people for the shits and giggles.
No.
I like fighting, I don't like killing.
Regardless, I do think that, if possible, we should strive for a solution that doesn't involve, genocide.
Obviously.
I don't think it will come to outright genocide, and I hope it does not.
I hope it
But
doesn't as
regardless,
well.
we should strive to avoid it as best we can.
If I have to make the choice, though, I hope you'll understand what choice I do make.
I will
As someone who
understand. I won't
as someone-
necessarily approve.
Well, that's fine. I mean, hey, by the end of all this anyway, I won't even be king, because I'll be changing things into a republic, so... I can just take all of the heat for being a genocidal monster, and yeah.
I feel like someone really popular but also unpopular did that once. What was his name? Belush?
God.
Out of IRL ick. As someone who does not like Code Geass, I didn't consider the
How
connotation.
dare you compare me?
Sorry, that was too
No.
good.
No, it's fun. I didn't think of it like that, but yeah, it's true. That's funny. But yeah. Brew actually gets up from his seat though after he would have, because he's a quick eater, so he would have just been watching you guys eat. If you guys need to still sort anything out, I'm gonna have a walk around. I need to walk anyway. I'm getting antsy, waiting about. I won't be too far from the cart though, so don't worry. And he will exit stage left.
So, Seamus, I can't remember if you told us what you did with your evening while we were watching an eating contest.
Just writing music,
Any fun
thinking
revelations
about
of the soul?
the. Say again.
Any fun revelations of the soul?
A few.
By the way,
You'll be hearing them at some point.
You know how I was told that we should look out for Ration to show us to where the trial is? Have you heard anything about anything akin to that yet?
Yeah, I don't know if it's related in guiding us to the trial, but it has something to do with Hayato.
Oh, is Hayato the kid of the Suzaku or something?
If you put it like that, almost. He may currently be in possession of the blessing that we need, and it's what's keeping him alive.
Ew.
Whew! Oh, man, that feels good to get off my chest, huh? Whew.
Brody's just like,
You have no idea how stressful that was. I didn't know how to tell you guys.
Brody's like got a mouth full of noodles. Like what?
What?
He's just like looking as if like he missed something. He just was not paying attention. You see like a noodle wrapped around one of his tusks. He's like gormless.
So, yeah, the, now, the Suzaku was not clear on how exactly this all works. If it's like the trial involves killing Hayato, or if we pass the trial, he just drops dead because we take the blessing from him, or he has to voluntarily get. I don't know. This is why I didn't want to tell you guys, because I don't know how this is gonna fucking work.
I mean, it's good that we know.
Yeah.
I've been racking my brain here for the whole day, man.
Okay, I'm gonna say this once, Seamus. We're here to help. More minds are better than one.
I mean, it's gonna be what, 5 or maybe 6 mines?
Yeah, it's like 5 more minds than it was gonna be originally.
Yeah, but let's be real. There's only like a few brain cells rattling around between the 6 of us.
Excuse you.
Wow.
To be fair,
Okay, first of all,
to be fair, Felix has most of them most of the time.
I mean, I'm here, so the brains. Brody just says,
to use them.
Brody just says as he cuts in, as someone who is now also with you right now, I mean, the average number of brain cells has gone up, so.
Not wrong.
That's not striking against any of you, it's just I'm not even getting into it. Pretend I'm not here.
Choice.
I'm enjoying these noodles as he like goes back to his noodles. He's enjoying his nudes.
God damn it.
Oh yeah, let's brainstorm sometime very soon. What the fuck?
You'll live.
Yeah, but
Well, Hayato
Hayato
won't.
won't, which is sort of the issue.
I am aware.
Yeah. As far as I know, we do have to go to the Zenith Peak, and the trial sounds like it'll follow a similar track to that of the Peak Soul trial.
Oh god, are you gonna
So
become
we'll have
the
to talk
ruler
to
of
Hayato
Tenoyama?
about his experience of that as well.
Are you gonna become the ruler of Tenoyama?
God, I hope not.
God's help us all if that's the case. I'm sorry,
don't
that's very down on you,
believe it'll
Seamus.
require. No. I don't believe it'll require maybe becoming the ruler. Or
I mean,
it
someone will need to fill in for the interim.
which is the rub.
I mean, hey, didn't you say your friend Oryx
I don't want to be the
wanted
Peak
rule-
Soul.
Didn't you say your friend Oryx wanted to rule the country?
Yeah, but he's currently in prison, so I'm not sure if we can rely on him right this second.
I mean, heck, you could give the country to him as a gift,
Wait.
as like, you know, to make up for the fact that he's currently imprisoned.
I'm sure he'd love that. However,
In fairness, the prison thing is kind of his fault. I feel like he could have fought that.
he
I mean,
absolutely could have fought that.
Do we even know?
Maybe he can.
Liv?
What if we send him ascending?
Have none of you sent him ascending yet?
Real
We've sent him
quiet.
ascending before, but not since we learned he was captured. No.
Yeah. Which means
We
he
should
can
probably
receive
check in
sending.
on him. It's best to see how he's doing, because he's probably been getting tortured. Or at the very
How
least, he's
about
having a very
I
unpleasant
him
time.
ascending?
Well, this is for your benefit, so I feel like you should probably do it, Seamus.
Yeah, I'll send him. What's the 25 word limit?
25.
Yeah. I think it would have been I think it would have been funnier if the limit was actually the same amount of characters for a tweet. And you have to pay for sending blue. You have to pay for sending blue to send more characters.
That's gonna really date us one of these days. It's gonna be like, I remember when Twitter had character limits.
I mean, I remember when it was still called Twitter.
I remember when it was called Twitter.
I remember when it wasn't a stomping ground for bigots.
Mm-hmm. Alas.
Just
It
a
is no
politics
more.
stomping ground. I miss sports Twitter. I'm trying to like tailor my algorithm to only give me sports content because sports Twitter is much better. But then random people will comment on sports threads.
I
it'll
love
be something politics, and I'm like, why?
I love the weird bit where sometimes in my For You section, or even just in my following section, I'll graphic porn, even when I don't follow any NSFW accounts.
The algorithm's kind of gone to shit, yeah.
I mean, I think it's funny, because if anything, it punishes people who are looking behind me when I'm looking at my phone in public.
Sorry, y'all. Blame Twitter.
I don't even apologize when it's happened before. Like, don't look at my phone and be a nosy bitch. It's literally your fault. I remember I was watching an Interspecies Reviewers clip when the like controversy of it even being made was a thing. And someone looked at my phone while I was watching this clip, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yes, anywho.
There's the message to Oryx in the sending. I put it in the Roll20 chat.
I don't think Oryx is capable of escaping his present circumstances. Just gonna put that out
No,
there.
you never know. You never know. I just formatted it like a text because that's definitely how Seamus would do a sending.
This is the reply.
Oh, Oryx, what a joker.
He is being tortured, isn't he?
Well,
Oh yeah, he is.
it certainly explains how he was
Very
taken...
violently and painfully, it seems.
It certainly explains how he was taken hostage.
I mean, no, it doesn't. That just explains what's happened since he's been taken hostage.
I sort of assumed that the dragon killing sword in the chest was what weakened him enough to be taken hostage, but I don't know.
You don't know. That's just an assumption.
I never said it wasn't.
Good.
Now, do I have to do another
Yeah.
bell slot to do another sending?
Yeah.
Okay. Haha.
Burn them all. It'll be funny.
I mean, what else are you going to use them for today?
Can't you do sendings now, Felix?
Seamus is going to do his Aerys Targaryen impression and burn them all.
You don't have to worry about ink anymore, Felix. So you could do sendings. if you
No,
have
I
it.
just have to worry about my mental capacity.
Don't you have arcane recovery?
Yes.
You could just use that.
Yeah, but it's also funny to make Seamus use his spell slots. Like I said, we're probably not going to be needing them today.
Have another star spawn.
No!
And this time you absolutely
don't
don't have Karen. You absolutely do not have Karen to rely on.
I don't think the gods that govern this universe would be that uncreative to throw another one
I'll
at
be
us.
completely honest. I'm surprised neither of you two did a sending to Karen for help. Because she would have come in and helped.
To be fair, I think we were all just like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Yeah, we were all in panic mode, I'm pretty sure.
None of you. Did you not consider that? I'm guessing.
No, of course not.
Absolutely not.
SMH. Because I was like, damn, these guys really want the challenge run, don't they?
I mean, in fairness.
Meanwhile, Karen would have just been like having a nap. Just. It's these guys fighting for their fucking lives, and then the person who's like level 60 character who could have made the fight significantly easier is just like chilling.
Look, it's very easy to nitpick our strategy after the fact.
Hindsight is 20/20, as they say.
I'm sorry, we had a strategy?
I believe the strategy was not dying.
I mean, I think it can technically be called a strategy, but yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we survived the fight, we're all fine. And hopefully we won't come across any more of those.
Fingers crossed, knock on wood, right?
And like I said, I just don't think that the gods that govern this world would be so uncreative to throw another set of the same creature at us. Certainly not in, quick succession.
It's like a fucking text conversation.
Basically, I'm trying to make it look like I'm just inviting him, like, to go out to the bars or something. It's like, hey man, we'd love to have you out at the bars, but if you can't come, that's okay. We're just gonna kidnap you later. I'm not sure if you're real. Oh god.
So, Oryx is clearly having a very not good time.
It's Oryx's no good, very bad day.
Yes.
I'm just double checking how many spell slots I have, so I could. I think I'm gonna send one more sending.
If it's just something to the effect of "that's rough, buddy,"
No.
you just send him the Zuko gif. You just.
That would be so funny.
Burn an entire spell slot just to send "that's rough, buddy." No. No, it's gonna be like, oh, I'm real, all right. I'm as real as the Easter Bunny, baby. No, not like that.
What the fuck is an Easter?
I know, right?
Sounds like an excuse for white people to get a hold.
I'm as real as cat girls.
What are cat girls?
I do find it funny that we've got Tabaxi and Leonin, but there's still no fucking playable dog race.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
that's right.
The
Wild.
closest we could have gotten would have been Gnolls, because, like, hyenas are canids, but they decided to make Gnolls just chaotic evil monsters, which is fine. But, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Also
weird.
reminds me, I've not done Gnolls in this campaign yet.
Nope.
That gives me an idea for a random encounter I could do, actually. I don't know how I would justify gnolls within the setting. Because, like, I feel like people would notice gnolls exist.
I mean, we didn't realize we could use sending to get, you know, a super powerful character. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't-
but that's different. That's something in the heat of the moment. I'm meaning, like, an entire, like, race of creatures that would dot the land or have an existence somewhere. I know what you mean, but I won't do gnolls. But if I would have, I'd have probably had them in Pahola. Or even Cordneopol, if orcs didn't already exist there. I mean, heck, I barely fit Kuotoa into the setting.
I mean, yeah.
I didn't ever tell you the first time I encountered Kuotoa. The wizard in my group did a minor illusion of the god they worship, but because of how Kuotoa work, the minor illusion basically turned into their actual god. Like, it took over the illusion and commanded the Kuotoa to attack us.
That is nuts and hilarious.
I love Kuotoa. They're so funny. It's like a concept. It's why I like orcs in 40k.
Are great, yes.
I miss Pisces.
We'll
Don't we all?
Pisces
probably get to
is
the
actually like,
one-shot club at some
truly
point.
one of the best characters.
You don't even know what's happened with the Slayer's take either.
Hmm.
Because they worked with Oryx.
Yeah, they're dead, huh?
Like, they're basically Oryx's PMC.
That is hilarious to contemplate.
I'm sure they're still out there somewhere dealing with contract shenanigans.
That does not fill me with so much confidence. Seamus.
No, it doesn't.
God. Imagine being like on a fucking trip, basically, and fueled by pain and getting that message.
I'm totally not a figment of your imagination, I promise. I was almost gonna word it like, I'm totally not a voice in your head, but I don't know how sendings come through, if it's a voice or what.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Oryx is going anywhere.
So, how productive was your conversation, Seamus?
How's it going?
Hold on, let me read this.
He's like pulling up the text logs.
Oh,
He's got his reading glasses on as he's struggling to open WhatsApp.
not the chat logs! Not the chat logs! Don't leak the chat logs!
Seamus, if he had WhatsApp, Eben, fucking kill yourself. Hanakoma, fucking kill yourself. cultivator ask, fucking kill yourself. Oryx, I
Let's
need
be
help.
honest.
I need help, Seamus.
Well, let's be honest. Who do you think would be the most toxic member in a gaming chat of the party?
Seamus.
I feel like Seamus would just do a lot of trash talk.
I feel like Ged would be, or Dairon, I should say. Dairon would be the worst. If Dairon got going,
Rue would say a slur.
they would be the worst in the
without,
chat.
Like, Rue would say a slur, get extremely upset, and then stop playing for a long time. Just in the heat of anger.
Don't get me wrong, Dairon would also say a slur. But
I don't think
Dairon
Dairon
would
would
say
say
an
a slur.
informed, educated slur, because
I mean, Dairon can technically
Dairon
say
would know like the personal details of whoever whoever they're roasting.
Dairon can say the. Can't Dairon technically say the F slur?
I mean, yeah, but that's more of a term of endearment at some point.
Yeah. Although I've just realised none of my characters would ever be like. It's not I've done it on purpose. I've just never considered. I've never really like. Oh, if these like real people, like none of them would be black. I feel like. But I don't know.
I mean,
I feel like
I could see Rua getting angry enough to drop the R slur in the heat of the moment,
Yeah,
but that's
he
about
would.
worst.
He would, and as someone who also, I mean, someone who is neurodivergent, I don't believe that should ever be a reclaimed slur, personally.
no.
Agreed.
But you know, because yeah, like I'm looking at the cast, because like I actually wrote Torren with the inspiration of someone who I know who is of Arab descent. I mean, Hayato would be like Japanese.
Well, yeah, Tenoyama is heavily Japan inspired.
No, it's actually not. It's
I mean, I face cast Dairon as South Asian.
But yes. So after that chain of sendings, do you decide to get ready to go?
Yeah, we should
Or
like.
do you have anything else you want to plan?
So how close are we to Yuto proper?
So you're in Shimo.
Yeah.
So
Are there any shops in Shimo that I could go to for gemstones?
No, don't do that. Don't do
give
that,
me
Kaido.
A investigation check. Anyone can go with Aldane to do their own rolls if they would like.
Hey, that's not bad.
It'll take nearly a week for you to get there.
That was a natural 2, or like a 3 and a 1.
So you all find a jewellery shop that is of good repute. As you walk inside, there are many gemstones with which to purchase if you would like.
I need some diamonds for Revivify purposes.
Diamonds. I have a few, but it'll cost you 5,000 gold.
Do you have any diamonds worth 300 gold?
They narrow their eyes at you and like will do a roll.
Aldane will roll charisma or persuasion rather.
This is more them actually checking to see if they have any in stock for that much. You don't need to make a roll. So they tell you they have 2. That they can sell you for 300 gold each.
Okay. Aldane will purchase those with 60 platinum.
Alright then, you now have 2 diamonds worth 300 gold. Does anyone want to do anything else? Okay then.
I mean, Dyron's gonna look at some, like, wearables, but nothing.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, if you want, you can make a roll to see if there's anything that catches your eye of perception.
Yeah, sure.
You find a very nice bracelet. Let me see. It is a topaz bracelet, actually. It would go for, because there's a price tag on it, 800 gold.
Dyron's gonna just make a mental note of what it looks like, and then move on. They're not gonna buy it, but they're really sad about it.
Okay. So, as you are ready to get on your cart, you actually see Rua is nearby. He's actually just been waiting near it. Upon seeing you approach, he gets up and just like, right then, are you guys ready to go?
Yep.
Sure.
Right then. So, let me make a roll as a GM. You know what, Dylan? Give me a D100.
I'm scared. Is that good?
Well, I'm not telling you. As I hastily see if I still have my star spawn things. No, I'm joking. Yeah, just fight the exact same encounter again. Isn't that crazy? So, as you get on your cart and ride along the road to Yuto, it actually begins to rain. The rain's quite heavy to the point where you'll need to do perception checks to actually detect things, as your passive perception will not do. This roll is Rua's roll. Wow, Rua did terrible with a nat 4.
Feeling very perceptive today.
This one is Brody. Brody ain't seen shit.
Question: is the cart covered?
We ain't found shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's just like completely exposed. That'd be funny.
Is the driver portion of the cart covered?
No.
Who's driving the cart?
So, Dyron and I are getting soaked.
I would give one of you my umbrella.
And Brody. Brody's also soaked, but like Brody's covering his head would be covering his head with his shield.
I still have my umbrella. I would give one of you my umbrella.
Who would want the umbrella between Seamus and Iron?
I'll take it.
Does Darren not want it? Again?
Sorry, what?
Oh my god. Felix is asking if either of you want his umbrella to keep yourselves out of the rain.
take it.
Well, so does Seamus. So, if you could do rock, paper, scissors.
No, Darren can have it.
Wow, back down quickly. You won anyway, because Seamus just didn't even go. So, yeah. As you are maneuvering through this intense rain, eventually it does clear up. At this point, I'm going to ask Jack for a D100 of his own.
Enjoy.
I
heard your breath caught, and I'm scared.
That wasn't me. That was someone else. But, so, as you continue along... Oh, God. You actually... It actually becomes clear skies for the rest of your travel, during which you actually don't encounter anything on your route. Eventually, you find yourselves at the gates of Yuto. At this point, I'm going to provide some new music.
Darren, can I just get that umbrella back?
Aaron hands it back.
Tyron was just like, what umbrella? I gave it you back.
No, I would never.
Gaslights, Felix.
I would not do that. Not to Felix.
So you're already gaslighting. Good job.
I love the unstated statement that Daryl would in fact do that to Aldean and or Seamus.
Mm.
Who's
I
to
don't
say I
think
haven't
I'm
already?
Exactly. It's like with Eisen from Bleach. When were you under the impression I wasn't gaslighting you? But yes, you arrive at your destination. The what do you call it? As you arrive at the gates, a soldier from Tenoyama leads you to the to where Hayato would be doing his work at the palace of sorts. The guard would lead you to the door of Hayato's office. They're basically kind of rushing you through just because they know time is of the essence, and you barely get much of a time to even wander around. Not even wander, but just to look around. When you arrive at Hayato's office, the guard will knock on the door, and you will hear Hayato's voice say, "Come in." To which then the door will be opened, and you can see Hayato is looking over a few different books, and also basically a copy of the map of the continent. It's good to see you all again. Please come in.
Yep, walk in.
As you all take seats in front of Hayato's desk, he will just look to you and say, "It's good to see you're all alive. It's a shame this couldn't have been in better circumstances."
Yeah, it is very unfortunate.
I was hoping
That we're still alive.
I was hoping my next trip home would be a rest or a holiday, and not planning an invasion.
It's more like planning a liberation, but yeah, sure. So, I assume you're not just here to go over strategies for actually dealing with Cordis, right?
We need
No,
to.
it's just
Yeah, we need to go up to the Zenith Peak for Seamus.
He nods slowly. I was already informed of such a while ahead of time. I can lead you to the I can lead you up to the path to Zenith Peak if you would like, then. You can leave as soon as you're ready.
Please and thank you.
You okay, Seamus?
I'm doing phenomenal.
Seamus, I'm fairly sure Seamus has something he needs to talk to you about. So
We'll give you to the room when we're on our way out.
yeah.
Should I be concerned?
Possibly.
Yeah, but we'll get to that.
I mean, it's Seamus. You should always be concerned.
No, that's not true. Seamus is one of the most reputable and reliable people I know. I can't imagine Seamus would do anything to harm me.
I heard that.
I mean, I agree.
To be fair, he is telling the truth. He's not lying about his wording, but it is very clear that he is very likely aware of the wording that was being used then. Like,
No.
it seems like he's being deliberate with his choice of words.
Right.
Yes, if you all need me to have a private conversation with Seamus, then sure, I can do that.
It doesn't need to be private, but it probably should be, at least for the first part of it.
Okay. Do you all, like, leave the room then?
I mean, are we... Let's finish our other conversations first, and you two can have a moment at the end.
Okay. What else would you like to discuss?
So, Gwail talked to me.
We're
About
not having
the
that
trial.
conversation yet. We're doing other conversations first, Seamus. We really do.
Oh.
We really aren't going to be in the room for this.
Oh. Then what other conversation? What?
What's the game plan for, like, what resources do we have available to us? Etc.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the whole invasion of another country thing we need to be discussing.
Yes.
Well, I plan
Yeah.
to give you more or less the full might of Tennoyama's military, which will come with about 60 griffins plus riders, and also the bulk of our infantry units, which comprises over 2,000 people strong.
I suppose you do have less to worry about on that front now that Black Rain is
Well, not
taken care of.
now that Black Rain are our allies, the only thing we need to worry about now is the cults.
Hmm.
And we have been keeping an eye on things moving in and out of the border, and we have been repelling the cult's forces as best as we can. So, we should be able to lend you our strength without worrying about being attacked from behind or anyone, you know, opening the door. I've been informed through correspondence with Prody, as he gestures to the orc, that you also wish to work with the orcs from other tribes to bolster your forces, which is, in fact, a very clever plan.
Indeed.
Sadly, there isn't much I can offer you with regards to that, so...
Or, I guess in the more immediate sense, what do we need to be aware of going into the... on the path up to the Temple of Suzaku?
The actual path to the Zenith Peak is pretty well maintained. We have guards stationed on it throughout. There is a secret passage that the Peak Soul can take, and I can bring you guys along to shorten the time, because otherwise it would take a week of traveling.
Who doesn't love a secret tunnel?
Movement or
It's-
refrain.
Secret tunnel.
It's
Kind of
more so a,
voice-
it's more so a teleportation circle, but the people who generally are going up the path to the Zenith Peak are the ones who are doing the Trial of the Peak Soul, which, to my knowledge, this isn't necessarily that. If you want, you can take a break and we can come back tomorrow, or we can do it right now if you like. Out of character, it's only like, at the latest, noon. And you would all of your resources wouldn't have been expended. Like, you would have had everything back, so like, the spell slot Seamus used on sending would have been long since returned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, regardless.
That's why I figured I could use them.
Regardless, I think it's worth making sure that we know what we're acting against too.
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, do you already know what to expect?
No?
Fair enough then.
I believe we need to be expecting the unexpected.
How does one do that, though?
By not expecting anything at all.
I usually update my will.
Bit morbid, but not unreasonable, considering.
As the leader of a country, I have to make sure stuff like that's in preparation.
I assume you already have your line of succession all down pat, then?
I have the next 15 successors already planned.
Ooh, excellent.
I had to revise it though after Kuro has seemingly passed away. Otherwise, I
Yeah.
assume
Less
he would-
excellent.
I would have assumed he'd be here with you.
Unfortunately.
For what it's worth, Seamus, because I know this kind of line of work would not be your forte, you are not in the top 10 of successors.
Can I, real quick,
Oh,
invite
thank God.
Seamus?
You are 11th, however.
What does that mean?
If the next 10 successors die, you will be next.
Why?
What are you inciting again?
I'm inciting Seamus as he's being told that news.
How would Seamus feel upon hearing such info? Dylan.
Upon hearing that info, that I'm 11th in line, I'm not only shocked that I'm in line at all, but I don't want that damn responsibility, even implied, even if it never comes to pass.
Sucks to be, sucks to suck, Seamus.
For what it's worth, Seamus, Sora is 9th, and Sora only accepted on the condition that he would be immediately passing this torch on to the next successor. So there would be a buffer, at least.
Thankfully, you don't have to worry about that kind of thing, right, Rua?
Yeah, I do. I've not even considered a successor.
Oh, you guys don't have your obituaries pre-written?
No, because
The
my
entirety
dad-
of my will is everything goes to my younger sister, and that is it.
Rua just says, I was expecting my dad and mum to have another child, so I didn't need to be king. I've said this before. I didn't, like...
That
No,
doesn't
I
mean
meant-
you can't have a will prepared.
I
yeah,
meant more just the royals in the room. Like, Tiddlywinks
Right.
has, like, at least 4 versions of her obituary written at any given moment.
I
That
think
doesn't
this,
surprise me in the slightest.
I think this is a culture thing.
Almost certainly.
For me, Rua just says a lot of it is, again, I plan on abolishing the system anyway for Cordis, so... I mean, I have put that in my will, that I want the system to be changed. And I have appointed you four as people who will be closely managing swapping of the command.
And there it is.
Oh boy, responsibility.
I mean, hey, that's only if I die. If I don't die, you don't need to worry.
So that means 2 countries that Seamus could potentially be in charge of at some point.
I'm sure Seamus is more than ready for the responsibility.
I mean, at that point, you should just make Seamus the continental ruler.
Right? I was just thinking about that. That would actually be a
I
good idea.
swear to gods,
I mean,
if you
I don't
guys
know-
even think
I don't know how
about
Seamus
that.
would be in charge of Siltanok because they're ruled by dragons, but like,
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
I got a dragon in my pants. Damn it! I really cannot help myself.
I mean, it's a good.
Are you
thing I'm
trying to
not
make
drag-
yourself seem less fit as a ruler, Seamus?
I mean, it's a good thing I'm not dragging my balls across your face, Seamus. Hey.
No, dude, just no, just
No,
don't talk
no,
to me.
fuck you, Seamus. That was funny.
No, he's right. That was actually really funny, Seamus.
Yes, it was funny.
Oh no, it was. I'm totally joking. Of course.
Anyway, do we need to leave now? He looks at you, Tyron and Haldane, because Rue wasn't there for this conversation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we should probably leave now. Seamus, good luck.
Adios.
Bye bye.
As they all get up, Brody just says, "By the way, Seamus, you're very brave."
Huh?
You're just so you know, you are valid. Oh wait, it's not that kind of thing. I forgot. And then Brody just walks out.
Hilarious.
So as the door shuts behind you guys, Seamus, you are alone with Hayato.
Now is the time I bring it up.
Yes.
I mean, you're alone, so
Okay. I just thought you guys had already left the room the first time. I was like, wait, so now I'm good?
Speaking of bringing it up,
Yeah, that's not the dynamic of our relationship there.
Fujoshi's. Speaking of,
I was about to make that joke. God damn it.
doomed yaoi between Seamus and Hayato.
Oh.
Crazy work. Anyway, so Hayato,
Yes.
Suzaku kind of gave me a little bit of surface level info about the trial.
Okay.
Did Gwael talk to you about that as well?
I mean, she said I would be the ones leading you to where the trial would be taking place.
So she must have left out the important part. Apparently, the trial and us completing it may interfere with the blessing that you have from Gwael.
It isn't a matter of may. It is the case.
So you know?
I already knew about that when she revived me. I've
But
known
I
about
don't-
this for years.
Does that mean you're okay with it?
If it means saving this world and its people, I will do whatever it takes.
Hayato, I mean, I can't ask you to do that.
When
Can I insight him to see if like he really does have that conviction, or if he's like just kind of putting on a front?
I mean, before he does, if you let him speak, he will just say, when Kuro told me of who he was as Drake Blackburn, him and I made a pact where if he ever strayed from the path, or if he was taken away, I was to kill him. Thankfully, I wasn't the one who had to do the deed.
Yeah, I was, or at least we were.
But, yes. You...
I don't want to have to do that again. Not to another one of my friends.
Well, from what Gwael has said, it's not as if you will have to actually stick the killing weapon inside of me or anything. It'll just be a case that I drop dead.
Yeah, it might as well be the same thing, and you know it.
As Peak Soul, I'm prepared to die for my people. I can understand
Okay,
that you do
Hayato.
not like hearing that. And this is not something I'm saying in jest. But as people of responsibility, as he gestures at himself and you, we both have to do things that we aren't necessarily comfortable with.
You know, you're an asshole sometimes, Hayato. This is... Yeah, fine, we'll go through with it, but
I'm not
if
expecting
there's
you to be
even
okay with
a
this.
sliver of a percentage of a chance that we can come out of this with you alive and not fuck ourselves in the process,
It's not
you
a matter
best
of
know I'm
chance.
gonna take that option.
It's merely an ultimatum.
Yeah, fuck an ultimatum. And fuck fate. I'm gonna do what I can.
Well, until then, you have a trial to complete.
That I do. This won't be the last journey we take together.
I mean, there's always the land of the dead.
Shit, you know what I mean.
And you've been there before, from what I've heard, so you can always show me around.
Yeah, we're coming to find you, because this country won't apart without you.
If this country falls apart because I'm gone, this was not a country worthy of being led.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'll just miss the hell out of you if you go.
I mean, for what it's worth, it's not as if I'll be alone when I go. There's people waiting for me on the other side.
Yeah, we don't need to have this conversation now. We got other shit to... Let's table that.
You
for
were
now.
cutting out really badly.
Sorry. Yeah, we got bigger fish to fry in the meantime, I guess, so I guess we can table this for now.
Well, it's up to you. If you want to go immediately, I'm fine with that. The sooner you complete the trial, the better, in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Hayato gets up from his seat, and, like, I assume you follow him.
Yep.
As you open the door, because it's not like this has been a long conversation. The rest of the party would be stood there, waiting.
So, you good?
We're asking
As
me
good
our
as we can be.
payments.
Both?
Fair enough. I mean, I'm fine. Also, I don't understand why you had to leave the room for that. It's not as if it was anything particularly groundbreaking.
That's what I thought.
It wasn't?
I already told them pretty much everything that I told you.
I mean, all it is that I'll die.
Wait, what?
And then Rua's like looking over, like, what? What?
Oh, that's right. I didn't tell everybody. Did it? Is that right? I thought everybody was there.
This was more for Seamus's sake, so he could tell you.
I mean, Rua literally wasn't there. He had already left, so he's completely in the dark.
No, I know, but this is more. I'm talking more for Seamus's side.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like it's better for Seamus to say those words and have that discussion, rather than him having to deal with that as we're going to the trial for him.
Well, if you're ready to leave, I'm ready to take you to where you need to go, unless you want to have a rest.
No, it was pretty quiet on the road between Shimo and Yuto. I think we're good to keep going for now.
All right then. So, as Hayato leads you out of the palace, he takes you to the northern section of the city. You see people who are like passing away from you, giving you room to walk. People who are like waving and bowing at Hayato. And the rest of you guys, because you guys did also help save the city, back with the Dracolich. Eventually, you come to the gate, the one that would lead you to the Zenith Peak. Hayato draws his special magical sword, the one he used way back when, that looks like a blade made of wind. And he walks over to the side of the gate, and it's almost like a keyhole as he sticks the blade within this like small latch. And as he twists the handle, basically like a key, and then pulls the blade out of the latch, the actual gate begins to glow with what appears to be the like a symbol of a bird in flight. Seamus and Felix, you would know this to be the symbol of Guile. At this point, Hayato walks the gates, and just says, "Passing through here will take us through the teleportation to go to the Zenith Peak immediately."
Oh, a
I hope you're
shortcut?
prepared. I did just say that earlier.
Seamus doesn't
Oh.
always listen.
It's fine.
Yeah, I get in my own head sometimes, and I don't
Hayato
know,
just passes.
space out.
Hayato just passes through the gate.
Okay, Seamus, are you ready for your trial?
No.
Well, get ready. I doubt Gwaile is going to be, particularly patient, I guess?
Probably not.
What makes you think that? Brody asks.
I don't know, stories I've heard. Both from
Give
Seamus
me a
and just generally.
Give me a religion check.
Me?
Both of you, if you want.
Can
And
I as well?
Anyone else can if they want to.
Trash nat 2.
Felix, you would. Anyone who rolled better than Seamus would know that Gwaile is actually consistently depicted as being like a very nurturing, patient, and kind soul.
Oh, wait, maybe she will be patient. Maybe
It's she's considered
of Byako
considering
again.
she's supposed to be the uniting force of her and the other three. Because she's the leader of that group, that effective quartet. That's she's had to learn to be patient and tolerant and stuff like that.
Given the personalities of everyone involved, that makes sense.
Anyway,
Yes,
we should
you-
stop keeping Haida waiting.
Ruba and Brody just passed through the gate, and also here's some new music now. I think this might be the first time I've used this song.
I don't recognize the name, so maybe.
So, as you all presumably pass through the teleportation gates. You notice the doors of the gate don't actually open. You just walk into the actual sigil, and it takes you to where you are. You find yourselves outside this very large temple. You are so high up, you're actually nearly reaching the clouds. That's how tall, that's how high up the mountains you are. It's actually to a point where you can feel like a chill in the breeze because of how high north you are as well. As you look around, you don't see a single soul other than the 7 of you. The 4 of you plus the 3 NPCs. Hayato is already stood by the entrance of this very large temple. Despite the fact that it's quite away from civilization, it still looks immaculate as it would probably have been when it was made. You actually see 4 torches as well by the entrance, with statues that depict the 4 of the gods. There's one of Byakko, the white tiger, Seiryu, the azure dragon, Genbu, the ebony turtle, and of course Guile, the vermilion phoenix. Interestingly enough, though, the torch for the Genbu statue is the only one that is currently alight. The other 3 are not.
I wonder what that could mean.
I wave at the Genbu. Is there a statue as well as a torch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wave at the Genbu statue. Hey, Genbu!
What's your passive perception?
That's a good question. 14.
Okay. You don't notice it's ready to attack. Roll initiative. It's actually a mimic. It's actually a mimic. No, you don't notice. But Dairon and Seamus, the 2 of you and Rua look over to the statue, and it actually winked at Felix.
Elba.
Gyro looks over at the Seiryu and just like, hi?
The statue,
Aldain
the statue does not react.
Okay.
Aldain takes a long, hard look at Byakko and narrows his eyes before just
Have
shaking
you-
his head and moving on.
Yeah, the statue does not react to you.
I don't expect it to.
So, as you walk over to Hayato, who's currently in a praying position, he eventually gets up, and a similar, latch is at the door of this temple. Hayato, again drawing his wind sword, places it inside the latch, twisting it again like a key. Only this time, the handle of the sword actually goes inside the latch and stays there. At this point, Hayato gestures to the doors and says, "This is for you to enter. This is your trial, and so, as someone who isn't part of the trial, I'll be waiting outside."
Do you think Guile's gonna be nice enough to let Rua in, or will we have to, will Rua have to, break in again?
If I have to break in, I will.
I'm sure you will, but, I feel like it'd be easier for all of us if you could just be let in.
I mean, I feel like the surprise factor is a thing. I've had many dynamic entrances lately. What's one more? Come on. So, as the doors open on their own, inside is almost like, like a fog wall in Dark Souls. It's like that. There's just this massive layer of like mist, like this fog on the in the other side, leading into the temple. Who enters first?
I guess I shouldn't
Yeah,
I?
I was gonna say I'd be pushing Seamus to go through first.
This is, I think, Seamus is to go first.
As Seamus walks in, you don't see him on the other side of the wall.
Gyro just goes, alright, I'm out, peace, and leaves. No, okay.
Gyro, no!
Remember, we have to
Gyro
be.
goes through.
Remember, Aldane, we have to be prepared for anything.
Who goes?
I'm
in
aware.
Gyron.
Okay, so it is now you, Felix, and Aldane. As Prody also chooses to wait because he's not. He's gonna actually chat to Hayato.
I will go through then.
Aldane, do you pass
Aldane will
through
also
the
go
wall?
through.
As you pass through, I am going to change the music again. Is this the... No, this isn't it. No. So, as you pass through the wall, here is the new music mill for you to play. Inside, you all, the four of you, as you find yourself stood next to each other, when your vision comes through, you already hear the sound of the stone doors closing. The actual temple inside is quite dark, but you see torch after torch being illuminated inside, giving you enough lighting to see properly. You see in this hallway that you find yourselves in, along the walls are scroll after scroll, tablets, books, many different things that would be used to write down on. As you find yourselves walking through the temple, eventually you come to this open area, and at the center of this room is a statue similar to the outside that you saw of Guile. By the statue is a torch for you to use to light on fire, and there is like a candle of sorts at the statue of Guile for you to use the torch to light. What do you guys do?
Do you
I
guys
suppose we continue forward.
do you guys want me to light the torch and then the candle? I can do that.
Please do.
I think you should, Rua says, as he's actually behind you guys.
Oh, hey!
Hello.
Well done.
I just ripped the doors open and just passed through.
Fair enough.
Sure, Hayato loved that.
Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Level 6 fireball to light the torch now.
You didn't realize, but actually the entire floor and walls are laced with oil. You're now dead in a fire.
God, that would be such a dick move.
I don't.
You're now in the land of the dead with Akra and Stasia. Now you all have to get back to life.
God
Back.
damn it, Seamus.
Since you died, all of the continent has now been taken over by the cult. All the NPCs are dead.
Quit fooling around.
You do not pass go. You do not collect 200
You do not
pounds.
collect 200.
Game over.
So, As you light the torch and then light the candle, you see from a door at the opposite end of the room slowly begin to open, and you see a red-looking Kenku woman who, as she walks in and the door closes behind her, she greets you all with a gentle gaze. And she nods to you all and just says, "Welcome, children of the world. It is a pleasure to meet you all. I am Guile, and I hope, Seamus Osaki, you are ready for the trial that is to come."
I'm as ready as I'm ever gonna be.
Before we start, I am more than happy to answer any questions you might have regarding the trial or anything else that I can answer within my power.
What can I expect in the trial? Is it going to be more combat or strategy or knowledge? What am I looking at?
It will test your character, your morality, who you are as a person, and the choices you have made along your journey.
Now you'll have no problem with this, Seamus. You got this.
Do any of you, she actually looks to the rest of you, have anything you want to know?
Do you have any idea what the nature of mine and Dairon's trials will be like?
This is not for me to disclose.
Fair enough. Thought I'd ask.
I guess for me, it's why the four of us, and also why was he let in here easily? Ish.
He broke his way in, she gestures to Rua. He has a somewhat sheepish smile, but he's like not ashamed of it, and she just says, "I didn't see the point in keeping him away. He already managed to get into Genbu's trial. I didn't exactly make the entry for him too hard to get into." And why the four of you, you ask? Well, a lot of it was the right time in the right place. Honestly, we weren't originally going to do anything, but having seen what was going to happen, not that we perceived the future, but more... how would I describe it? We could sense the rumblings of things to come. What with the moves of the Ebon's Wing and the cult. We felt like we should be involved in some way, shape, or form. Unfortunately, we cannot intervene too much, as it would draw the ire of a higher power.
Something about forces beyond our ken, huh?
I distinctly
It's
also
more...
remember. Sorry,
It's more so that within the pantheon of the gods, there is a higher being, an overgod, if you will, that will intervene themselves if things are beyond hope. Usually when that being intervenes, it would... the leftover effects of what would happen would be more than I would like to comprehend or imagine. I've only seen...
cataclysmic, okay.
I've only seen said being intervene once in my lifetime, and how would I describe it? there is a reason why how would I describe it? There is a reason why some things are the way they are, without saying too much about it. Not that I can't tell you too much, but the snowball effect of having to tell you one thing that led into another thing would be cause to keep you here for far too long. But how would I describe this? Sorry, Darren, you wanted to say something actually?
You did mention that one of the warden gods, like the gods that would be keeping an eye on things, is missing.
Yes, Pludral, the god of balance.
That was it.
Pludral's been gone for a while, which has me worried because, well, technically, when it comes to the Pantheon, myself, the god of the land, and the god of the ocean, the seas, are considered the top three. As we are effectively in charge of the major concepts of the planet itself. Pludral, however, is effectively on our level of power without worrying about being kept in check by another god. You see, say if I decided to overstep my boundaries, the other two gods could be there to deter me from doing so. We are all on casual and civil terms, however, but we are each there to keep each other in check. But Pludral, again, as I said, does not have anyone like that, which makes him more dangerous, I guess you could say. Which isn't to say Pludral is a dangerous or reckless god, but with him being effectively the progenitor of dragons, and dragons being as strong as they are, and then being a god of dragons, I hope you can understand the worrying implications of them being missing.
Yes, it is concerning.
Thank you for your answers, Gwail.
I will say, however, just as, I guess, some fun bit of trivia, Aldane, you are a follower of Rybarb, are you not?
I am.
Have you considered why Rybarb has not expressed concerns with you being picked by another god?
I've thought about it, but Rybarb does not strike me as one to be... What's the word for it?
Jealous?
Jealous, yes.
Well, part of it is because she is my mother, actually.
Huh.
Therefore, technically, the Byaku is under that same umbrella, so to speak. So, if you've had any wonders, I hope that has given you... I hope that has put that thought to rest. And at least in a satisfactory way.
Yes, it has, at least for the time being.
Do any of you have any other questions you would like to ask?
I'm gonna say no by that silence.
Nope, I'm good. Thank you.
I am also good.
Rua just shakes his head. Well then, if you would like to follow me, I will show you to where the trial shall commence. As she leads you, she shows you to the door she had entered through, and as you pass through this entryway, she leads you to what is more or less a dead end. And as you look around at this, effectively a dead end, you begin to hear the sound of stone moving. As you look around to the source of the noise, you look behind and see your passageway has been blocked, preventing you from turning back.
Well,
When you look back, Gwael is gone.
well,
The only thing within this enclosed space is on the wall are some murals of things to do with at least Tennoyama culture. You know, there's things like you see samurai, you see griffins, you see like depictions of the four gods that are associated like with Tennoyama's culture. The wall that is directly in front of you, you see, effectively almost mounted on the wall, is the stone head of a bird, like a bird of prey, and its mouth is open. I forget. Does anyone know Oran? The language of
Anyone
the
know what?
Oran, the language of the Kenku.
I have
No, I do
Primordial and Elven.
Do you know it, Felix? I feel like you did.
Kenku.
Unless you didn't list it on your proficiencies and languages.
So I'm trying to remember, because I know there was one weird language that I asked about, but I don't think it was Kenku.
Because I think you had got 3 languages, didn't you? And I would have said that would have been one of the languages you would have probably helped to have known. If not, don't you have comprehend languages you can ritual cast?
I can, yes. I will do
Yeah,
that.
so I don't, because Rua can't understand the language either.
Just sit tight for 10 minutes, guys.
all right.
Once the spell is cast, you're able to read the language on the wall, and it says, this. I will type it out.
Oh, no, I do know Orin anyway, it's fine.
Oh, you did? Okay, then.
For some reason, I listed my fucking proficiencies in my notebook.
Smart.
So yeah, Common, Elvish, Orin, and Dwarvish.
That is what it says.
One who is chosen by the Vermilion Phoenix, place your hand inside the statue's mouth and be judged. I'm gonna guess that's you, Seamus.
Good luck.
Guess I'm
No,
sticking my
actually,
hand in a mouth.
It's far from the strangest thing you've done.
Don't remind me.
I still remember reading this story of a guy who stuck his hand in the toilet.
That was also me. No, I'm kidding.
And the narration didn't even imply he rolled up his sleeve.
Oh, that's nasty.
Or even washed his
That's
hands.
nasty.
But anyway,
Alright, what kind of roll do I need to make?
which hand do you stick into the hole, by the way?
I'm gonna go with my left hand.
As you place your hand into the hole, the mouth of the statue immediately closes on your wrist, keeping you from being able to pull your hand out.
Wait, this was the wrong
It's
choice.
not-
This is my fingering hand.
It's not crushing your hand, but it's like you are sure if you do the wrong thing, you could potentially have it damaged at best, or worse even. The eyes of the statue light up, and you begin to the five of you even, because there's four of you in row, begin to hear a booming voice, and it tells you, Seamus Osaki, you shall be judged as part of your trial. Failure to answer the questions correctly, and your hand will be taken, and you will immediately fail the trial. Do you understand?
Yeah?
Good. To start with, when did you first meet your friends? The other free trial goers?
Well, it was right after the rest of my party was slaughtered. And, I was running away from the monsters attacking us when I ran into these guys. And they helped me kill the monsters. I may or may not have accidentally destroyed kind of important pillars. And the rest is history.
There's a moment, and you begin to see on this statue, by the way, because like I said, it's like this, the head of a bird. Above the actual head of the bird, you begin to see one of multiple feathers begin to light up. It begins to glow this red color. Next, who would you consider to be your... What was the actual question now? 'Cause I wrote a list. I don't know why I'm not looking at the list. That was it. Who do you consider to be your greatest enemy?
My greatest enemy? Myself?
After a few moments, another feather lights up. Let me see. Would you continue this trial knowing that a friend of yours will die?
I will.
Another feather lights up. What enemy did you have to kill to receive your particular Dracolich fragment?
And,
If you
what
need
the
to-
shit's
you
that
can,
called?
You can roll an intelligence roll if you want to remember.
Out of character, it was the Illipharid, right?
If that's... yeah. If you think it's that, then yeah.
Yeah.
Do you say it?
Yeah, Ilafarid.
Another feather lights up.
Hey! Out of character, I was right.
Yeah, you were.
Yay, that memory.
That's my goat right there.
That's entirely off the dome.
Chat, this is my goat. The next question you receive is... Who were the people who you travelled with when you were separated in the land of the dead?
Repeat that?
Who did you travel with when you were in the land of the dead?
Well, a few people, but, Felix was one of them. And the other one was... Well, do I have to... Is it just out of the people that are here?
No, it's just asking you who did you travel with during that time?
Well, technically the whole party. And then, of course, there was Reficule and Karen and Akrua were there as well.
Interestingly enough, one of the feathers does not light. And there's a pause where the statue says, while this answer is technically not wrong, it is also not correct.
Huh?
We were asking for the group you initially were with when separated.
Oh. Well, in that case...
It
was
You've already
with-
given
I was-
your answer.
Oh. Bullshit.
Now then, what is the name of Aldane's younger sister?
She just looks at Aldane a little sweaty. Oriana?
No.
If you want to roll an intelligence check to see if you would remember.
No, yeah, I'll roll an intelligence check.
SMH.
Nope.
SMH.
One moment.
I don't think I've even got that written down anywhere.
I
Neither
have
do
it written
I.
down.
Of course you do. It's your sister. Seamus couldn't give a shit.
You remember it also begins with an A.
Ariana? No. I'm totally kidding.
Better be.
Uh,
Do you want a hint?
please?
On is the first syllable.
Annabelle?
You fucker.
So as you give that answer, one of the feathers actually turns black.
Oh, not good.
I've written down so many names. I've not written that name down.
Yeah, out of character, what is the sister's name?
Andraste.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I would not have remembered that. I definitely would not have remembered that.
So,
Have you even told us that?
It probably like once. So, the next question is, what is the name of Felix's father?
Oh, you're fucking kidding me. Is this just a trivia game?
It is quite emphatically not one of those, I imagine.
You can roll an intelligence check to see if you remember the name.
Too bad intelligence was one of my dump stats. Can I have advantage, please? Oh, for fuck's
Not
sake.
unless someone has inspiration to give. You've got no clue.
Felix, help.
His name means tiger, I guess?
In what language?
Yes.
Tennoyama
Foreign.
language.
Weeb speak, Dylan. Weeb speak.
So I would know what that translates to then.
You know, he's saying only part of the name. It's not like the full name.
Yeah, but
You
maybe
are
knowing what it
dashing with
translates to
names.
could give me a hint.
I'd allow you to do another intelligence check if you want.
Thank you.
Shitora.
Okay. Shitora?
One of the feathers lights up red.
Oh my god. Oh,
Next question.
I don't want to lose my hand, guys.
Who is the person that took Darren in and raised them?
This one has been mentioned a lot.
It was
Yeah,
mentioned earlier today, like earlier this session.
I was saying as I was on mute, I said it literally this session.
Oh god. Too bad I wasn't paying attention. Fuck.
Kill
You can give
issue.
me another intelligence check if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that.
We had a whole bit of banter about it.
Well,
Fuck
Nat
you.
20 said
Fuck
that
you.
Seamus was magically paying attention.
Seamus just locked in. But yeah, Barkeep is the name.
Barkeep. I feel like I wouldn't have picked that up in normal conversation anyway. I would have just been like, oh, it was a barkeep. That wasn't the name.
Yes, you say it and another feather glows red. At this point, the statue's mouth actually opens up, freeing your hand.
Oh, thank God. I like my hand. I'll never take you for granted again.
The statue then tells you to continue your trial, you must put your hand back into the statue. However, at this point, you are allowed to refuse to continue the trial and fail. However, if you wish to continue, you may stick your hand into the statue's mouth, but it will judge whether you are pure of heart. If you are not pure of heart, you will fail the trial anyway, and never be allowed to step foot within this temple ever again.
Guys, I'm not worried if I'm pure of... I'm worried about if I'm pure of heart or not. I'm not exactly what you would call a paragon of virtue out here.
I don't know. I think
No
you'll
one
be fine.
is.
Do you really?
Yeah. Why would the
What
Suzaku
is
give
that?
you this trial if you weren't able to pass it?
Daron, are you gonna say anything?
Nope.
Felix, why are you placing bets right now?
Ration just appears from nowhere. We're placing bets. He doesn't, but like he's just like, oh, placing bets. Okay. Felix definitely isn't pure of heart. He's too addicted to gambling. And then Felix is like, this card literally shaking. That's called dedication. Seamus, Rua will say to you, time and time again, you've proven that you're not willing to run away. You're willing to do what's right. I would vouch for your character as a person.
You're a good man, Seamus. You need to have more confidence in your goodness.
I tend to joke. I'm an asshole to you, but you're a good person.
Alright. Here goes nothing. Seamus, with his right hand this time, so as not to ruin his loot fingering hand, puts that into the mouth of the statue.
You
As
didn't
you
put
do.
the you didn't put the same hand in. You fail.
Yeah, no.
The hand just spits it back out. Ugh, we wanted the left hand. It's like really weird statue. No,
That one
after,
better. Where's your
Ew,
right hand been?
Ew, a lefty. How dare you exist?
after a
Cut it
few
off.
after a few moments, the statue closes on your hand, and then lets go.
Oh,
All of the feathers begin to glow a bright red, even the ones that were originally black. And the statue's head actually crumbles. At that point, you see a handle on the door. One that can be twisted.
See, Seamus, you're pure of heart, or at least, you know, for the purposes of this trial.
let's
you
hope
open the
that's
door?
good enough.
I take it you open the door?
Yes. Open the door.
As you open the door, you see what looks like a how would I describe this? It's like a imagine like a typical Japanese like lake garden. There's loads of beautiful trees. You see like this gorgeous reflective water, and the sky above is like pure blue. And you don't even really feel a chill, interestingly enough. As you walk out, as you all, I assume, would follow behind Seamus.
Yeah.
The door closes behind you, and as you look around, you begin to hear the flapping of wings, and you would see a bright red phoenix, gorgeous looking feathers, and a radiant existence, really. And as she hovers above the water, even with her wing flaps, you don't even see the disturbance of the water. You've passed the trial, Seamus Osaki.
Wait, really?
should be
That
proud
was
of
that was the
yourself.
trial? We had to fight all sorts
was
of
it?
people for my trial.
Well, the thing is, Felix, Seamus's baptism of sorts will be a lot more different compared to yours. Step into the lake, Seamus, into the pond.
Seamus
And
does
we'll-
so.
As you step into the pond, it eventually gets to the point where as you walk further and further in, you start having to swim. It's surprisingly deep. And eventually, the Suzaku, with a flap of its wings, a single red feather touches the water. The feather is so light, it doesn't even disturb the water, not even a single ripple. However, in a matter of moments, the water suddenly turns into flames as Seamus is swallowed by the fire. Seamus, I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, great. Oh, that's not good.
You take
Oh no.
38 fire damage.
38?
Yes.
Wild.
I need you to then give me a wisdom saving throw. As the flames burn your body, down to the very cells, it's to a point where you can't even breathe because you're just inhaling fire. The rest of you watch as Seamus is just swallowed up by this pit of flames. You can't even hear screaming come from him. And as you're in further pain, I need you to give me a charisma saving throw.
That's more like it. Too bad I didn't nat 20 that.
You take a further 30 fire damage.
30?
Yes.
Did I fail that?
No. You passed. You still take 30 fire damage. As the fire is burning your body, Seamus, your very soul, you begin to find your mind wandering to all of the things you've done in your life. The people you've met, the friends you've made, the things you've done. You know, you think about when you first met Kuro and Hayato when you were kids, and all of the other friends in your friend group. You think about the first time you lost a family member to the Akahane clan and their awful, the awful things they did. You think about the first time you picked up an instrument, and then you find yourself thinking about the time when you first met Dairon and Aldane and Felix, and then all of the other things you've done since meeting them, like helping the ambassadors. You remember the time when Ration took a really obvious dive at that one tournament when he fought Felix. You think about the time when you met the corpse flower that had taken over Flora. And you remember the time when you went to the Blue Sands Resort and how Torrent just fucking nuked a guy with a guiding bolt and then revived him.
That was funny.
You remember all those things, the good, the bad, the painful and the joyful. And when you open your eyes, the pond is completely empty. Not even an ember exists. The rest of you would have seen the fire die down bit by bit until eventually at the bottom of this now crater, you see Seamus lay on his back with no damage seemingly done to him. His clothes are immaculate, his hair looks stunning right now, his skin is fine, he looks okay, he looks good. And when you open your eyes, Seamus, you begin to see the Suzaku again, but this time not as a giant phoenix, but again as the Kenku woman. Congratulations, Seamus. You are now blessed by me.
So, what exactly does that mean? What does that do for me?
She
Just out of curiosity.
hands you a cloak.
I want it to be like a little pamphlet. So, you've been blessed by the Suzaku.
Yeah.
She hands you this cloak. It is a beautiful orange and red. At the tips, it almost looks like the embers of flames. Near the neck of the cloak is almost like a white. So it's like a white that beautifully bleeds into then the red of fire and then the like orange and yellow. Yeah, I got this lousy shirt. Suzaku will tell you this cloak will make your bardic ability stronger. The bonuses you give to your allies will be made stronger while wearing this, among a litany of other abilities you will receive. For now, though, after such an otherwise traumatic experience, admittedly I know, you are free to go. Know, however, Seamus, that I am proud of you. As the god
Wait.
of the sky, and as a person, I am proud of you.
Thanks.
You've
But
overcome
I gotta
a lot
know
to get to
something.
here. What?
know something. What's gonna happen with Hayato now?
You'll have to go out and see.
Oh, you're just gonna be cheeky about it? That's cool.
A wisp of a smile creeps in her expression as she hears your somewhat indignant response.
It's kind of like under my breath. It's just like, oh, you're gonna be cheeky about it, huh? Fuck.
Yes, you will have to see when you see him.
No.
And the door that led to the outside of the temple is now accessible. You can now leave. As you make your way up this effectively crater, Rua is leaning over with his hand to help you up. I assume you take his hand?
Yeah.
As you leave this like garden, and as you begin to leave the temple, you all see Prody stood outside, arms crossed as he's looking out into the distance. And you see Hayato slumped over at the side of the entrance to the temple.
Aldane, you gonna try and cast Revivify?
Aldane will try, but
I mean, it's worth a shot.
Brody, how long has it been gone?
Hmm?
Brody, how long has he been gone?
What do you mean?
Hayato.
Is he gone?
Aldane will try to
I
cast
swear, is he
Revivify.
just sleeping?
As you cast Revivify, Aldane, nothing happens.
Damn.
I'm gonna incite
I'm
Prody's
sorry.
nonchalance.
Prody seems as surprised as you are, Felix. What are you doing, Dairon?
Aldane's gonna also insight.
Oh, are you... Okay,
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at Hayato's body.
are you just examining his body, like looking over?
I'm like looking for the rise and fall and shit.
So he has armor on, so you can't even really see the rise and fall of his chest.
Okay. But, like, you know, the other telltale sign.
It's hard to tell because, like, he's a birdman. So, like, I mean, his eyes are shut. He's, like, you know, slumped over. He's not, like, bleeding or anything, obviously, but his eyes are closing, you know. He just looks peaceful. What are you doing, Galdane? Sorry?
Just getting insight into Hayato. See what his what his expression is like right now.
He has a peaceful smile in his expression.
I'm sorry, Seamus.
I mean, I knew it would happen. I hoped against all hope.
So did we ever get that list of who the successors was beyond, you know, Sora and Seamus at 9 and 11?
His people will know the answer to that question. I wouldn't worry too much about that.
It's not what we should be prioritizing at the moment.
Dairon doesn't believe he's dead, but that also could just be Dairon not believing.
Seamus, do you do anything with Hayato?
No. I mean, nothing beyond paying his respects.
If you can cut the music, Mel, as you are all there, you feel a cold breeze as there's just this stillness in the air. And yeah, it's just quiet.
So two things. First, are we going to be able to get down the same way we got up? And second, who's going to carry Hayato down?
I mean, I can do that.
Carry
Lewis
him.
says I have my arm that lets me lift things pretty easily.
I mean, I could also...
Does anyone have gentle repose though? Because will he keep?
Don't you have that, Felix?
I do not.
I have prestidigitation.
Eldan has gentle
Oh,
repose.
you have false life. That's what it was.
I have false life, yeah.
Eldan has gentle repose.
You don't have it prepared though, do you?
I mean,
You'd have
I do
to
have it
do a-
prepared.
Do you have it prepared? Because you
Yeah.
don't have access to all your spells as a paladin.
I know. I swapped out Fine Steed for gentle repose earlier
Okay.
because I didn't see really much of a point in using Fine Steed.
Do you prepare
I
the
will
spell,
cast gentle
then?
repose on him. Yes.
As you cast the spell with your pinch of salt and a copper piece. Oh, what are you doing?
There it is.
You just watches Hayato's eyes open.
Look, out of
Why are you-
character, out of
why are you
character, I was
Putting on
certain.
my eye. He's just like, what?
Out of character, I was certain
ate
this
a
was going to
fucking
happen.
diamond!
Out of character, I knew this was happening.
The
Yeah.
diamond didn't get consumed.
It didn't, or did?
No, I should have said it didn't get consumed. My B.
Okay. So Hayato spits out the diamond, I assume.
It's not even that. Nothing got consumed. You would have just like cast the spell. Because I would assume you just like put the diamond on the body.
Cast a spell.
Because otherwise, I would do it so that it's a suppository. Because I think it'd be funny.
I'm
Because
fairly.
I did joke that Torrent. I did joke that Torrent did that way
Yeah.
back when. But that was because he
I
was
was
also
gonna-
heavily drunk.
I'm gonna be honest, if anyone in the party actually died and I had to cast Revivify on them, I would just shove the diamond up their nose.
But no, yeah, it didn't get consumed.
But yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, Hayato's like, oh, what are you doing?
I thought you were dead, okay? You were playing dead very convincingly.
Yeah, I held my breath. It was
Why?
getting hard.
To fuck with us.
Clearly.
Whale told me to lie so that Seamus would be more conflicted to test his character.
Honestly, power to Whale and to you.
I haven't died at any point in my life, for what it's worth.
Seamus, you
Good.
holding up okay there, buddy?
you doing good?
Why the fuck?
I'm sorry, Seamus. I truly am. But for what it's worth, the blessing she has given me, which is using this sword, as he like reaches into the latch and basically draws his sword out from it, she can hold more. She can give more than one blessing. She was lying. It was to test your convictions and your willingness to do what you thought was the right thing, and you passed with flying colours.
Please tell me Byakko and Seiryu aren't going to try that shenanigan with us.
I don't know. I don't have contact with them.
Fair enough.
You'd have to talk to them during meditation or whatever it is you would do to thingy.
I'm fairly sure that Byakko doesn't enjoy talking to Aldane is the issue.
True,
I mean-
Aldane is a bit of a stick in the mud. As he then jokingly smiles and winks at Aldane.
Thanks, I think.
Well, we should make the way down, shouldn't we? Don't we
Probably,
catch a cold?
Oh god, what did we do with our winter clothes the last time we went to Clodnia Paul?
Are they? Brewer just asked, are they not back at your house?
They
We do not have access to our house at the moment.
yeah, they probably are, but it's going to be difficult to
Say
get to that
what?
house.
You don't have access to your house in my city? What? It's like Brewer's like shocked. Sarcastically,
Mm,
you know.
yeah.
Well, let's head back down. We should not waste any time. The sooner we can be done, the sooner we can continue. And so, unless you have anything else you want to say, Adu, we can end the session here.
Seamus, what would you
Yeah.
rate your emotional pain on a scale of 1 to 10 after that?
A lot less than it would have been if Hayato actually died, but that being
You know-
said,
You know, Gwail
Not
did say
happy.
she was surprised you didn't bother, reading her body language to see if she was lying.
We kind of assume that gods don't lie, which is a blind spot, admittedly.
You should stop taking things at face value, Hayato. Tell us.
No shit!
Like you've dealt with an evil dragon and the pieces of another evil dragon, and
In fairness, those are very obviously evil.
I mean, ultimately, most gods, to my knowledge, are of mortal origin, and Gwail is no different.
But yeah, Seamus, 1 to 10.
a 7.
I feel like my physical pain after my trial was more like an 8, so... I don't know. I feel like we should hurt your feelings just a little bit more to make it even.
I think
Hey.
he doesn't deserve his feelings being hurt. Rue chimes in. He's been through enough.
Demonstrably, he hasn't if he's rating it a 7.
Now, Felix, no need to be petty about it. I'm probably going to go through a lot more physical pain on my trial. You can look forward to that and watching me suffer.
Maybe we'll find out that Byako really loved you all along, Aldain. Ruin's like joke.
I somehow doubt that. He's not
Right.
the friendliest fellow.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I've not spoken to any. I mean, that's literally the first time I've met the god of the sky. So, and yeah, as you make your way down to Yuto again, we can call this a session.
Okay.
You know,
Yep.
you Dylan said you have a hard out, soft out.
Yeah, I got stuff to do. I gotta go pester my dad.
Well,
I will
But anyway.
DM you the effects of your cloak later.
Yes, I can add it into my character sheet another time. But thank you for the session, Kaido.
No problem.
Nice seeing all y'all. We'll talk to you later.
Don't forget, Dylan, you can do a full respec, which includes your ASIs and any feats you've taken, and a class. So you could be a completely different. You could be a completely different subclass if you wanted to.
I'll think about that. Alrighty. Well, talk to you guys later.
See you
Yeah.
later, dudes.
See ya.
That's it. And that's where we're going to end the stream as well. So thank you everybody for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. In terms of future stuff, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, please do give us a follow here on Twitch and all that YouTube stuff.
like and subscribe, comment down below. Please press that bell icon, yeah.
And otherwise, hopefully we'll see you on Tuesday. Good night.
Bye.
Later.